Madam President. The Commission states that one of its priorities is cutting of tariffs in order to create new trade flows. But what about non-tariff barriers to trade? Quotas are barriers to free trade. The Commission sets quotas on fishing, for example. However, when certain Member States ignore these quotas, they become barriers to trade for law-abiding communities. Import licensing requirements can be barriers to trade. European companies seeking to import from outside the EU may have to comply with licensing requirements, as well as paying tariffs set by the Commission. Some of those imports may be from third-party states, which a nation that has strong historic and cultural ties. I am sure that many developing nations would benefit from the chance to trade more freely with Great Britain without being hampered by EU red tape and tariffs. The anti-dumping policies so beloved by the Commission can themselves be barriers to free trade, where they are so cynically used to protect the inefficient domestic producers from foreign competitors at the expense of the general public. Anti-dumping laws can stifle consumer choice and violate the rights of producers to enter into contracts freely. Laws and regulations are necessary. However, I just gave you 3 examples of how EU legislation actually stifles free trade within our own borders. EU legislation actually stifles within its own borders. Should a political union that regularly has to bail out its own uncompetitive and bankrupt states really be advising the WTO how to stimulate trade in developing nations?